So, do you find it hard to make decisions in life? Because in my own journey of healing, I really want to see change. I want to see different outcomes of this pattern in my life that just kept repeating. And it was really hard for me to make the subtle shift changes for there to be a difference. Instead of parts of me that just wanted to push through situations, push through life, just get through another day, go to work again, right? Go to the grocery store again, go run your errands again, do the same thing again. And somehow, hopefully, eventually things will change and it'll be better for you, which never happened because it was just on repeat. For me, it really took slowing everything down, and I'm you hear this a lot from me, let's slow everything down, right? Slowing everything down and seeing, for one, what are the things that I can change, right? Two, what are the decisions, the choices that I am making that are obviously getting me no return on investment here. There's no changes being made, right? What are the things that I have no control of whatsoever? Like people, for instance. And with that, I do have choice over my environment and the choice of the people I choose to be around. Right? I might not be able to control the people, but I could choose to not be around them or have contact or interaction with them, right? So, with making decisions and wanting to see different outcomes in your life, working with parts of you that have a belief that everything is based off of some fear is generally going to create or attract more of that same energy and same outcome in your life. An example of this, all right, we'll go back to there are no bad parts of you, all right? Now, parts adapt in environments and in situations of trauma and wounding, so they get roles that are not really aligned. However, they're still not bad parts. There are no bad parts, okay? This goes back to an intention. Like, what is their intention? Just like you with another person, like, what is your intention? I'm trying to read, when I encounter another individual, I'm trying to read their energy and what their intention is, right? If their intention is based off of being very genuine and authentic, a compassionate human being, I can definitely feel that versus their intention of like, they're just trying to get what they want or trying to control something. So from a parts perspective, I just want to display this, put this out there of if I have a hypervigilant part, which I do, I think the majority of people with trauma have hypervigilant parts that are, perfectionist. They want to perform. They want to do these things the right way. If they can scan the room, if they can pick up people's energies and emotions and feelings, if they can control what they say, they can control what other people say. Like always looking out, right? Hypervigilance, this part of you, versus discernment. Okay? In making decisions here. One is based off of fear. One is based off of being extremely calm and grounded and coming from a place of intuition, which a lot of people have lost along the way of knowing what their intuition is. Like when you grow up in an environment that's chaos and confusing and constantly changing and you don't know what to expect. It's really hard to form and cultivate your truth inside of you, what your true intuition is guiding you and telling you. Because it's kind of like this gaslighting scenario of like, you don't know what is right, what is the truth anymore. Because these people are acting this way. They say this one thing, then they act this other way, right? I'm speaking like as a child growing up, or even as an adult, where you put yourself in these same situations and you're getting feedback in these still same feedback. You don't know what the truth is. So if you don't know what that is, it's like you don't have a compass to guide you on the map of life, which is terrifying and scary and chaotic and very confusing, right? So it's pretty normal and typical for a hypervigilant part to just try to keep you safe in these situations, to say the right things, do the right things, read the room quickly enough so you can respond in the right way to keep you safe. But generally, you have other parts of you and yourself not being authentic in that situation, so your needs aren't getting met. You're not able to truly express yourself. You're not able to truly have connection with other individuals. So life is very bleak because it's like Groundhog's Day on repeat and nothing is changing, right? I mean, I was here for a long time. Like I am speaking from my own lived experience here, yeah? So, working with the hypervigilant part, so they don't have to step in and do their job and allow me, as in self, like genuinely who I am, in that situation, lead so that I can be authentic based off my intuition, my discernment of the given scenario, the given situation, and the given whoever is there with me. Like whom, like the person or the people around me that I'm interacting with, reading, is this a part of them speaking to me, or is this genuinely who they are? And from a place of discernment, responding to them, speaking for my parts, not from my parts here. Yeah. That's when life started drastically changing for me. And then I'm on my path where I'm meant to be, where I'm more aligned into the future. I'm not trying to plan the future out. Here's the thing. It's great. You need hope. God, everyone needs hope, to cultivate hope and to be able to dream and be creative of like, I want my life to look like this in the future. That is amazing and great. And not to be attached to the future, because it will shift over time, day by day. And it's important for me to walk day by day, moment by moment, versus like focusing so far in the future and planning everything around that. Right? I mean, I'm not guaranteed to live to tomorrow here or the next 5 minutes, for all I know. I do have this moment that I'm speaking currently, and that's all I have. That's what I know for sure. Yeah. So the only way for me to get to the future of my alignment, where I'm supposed to be, where I'm meant to be, where I feel like I'm being genuinely and authentically me, and the people around me, attracting those type of individuals around me, is me being me authentically. And this is really hard to do. So I've spoke about this before in the past, but to give you a simple practice with this, because when it's game time and it's on, it's really difficult, right? When you have to show up, you know you're going to an event and in a group, you know you're going to meet with someone, right? And this people pleaser part or hypervigilant part, most likely is going to show up in that situation to appease the other person, right? to try to control the environment, control the outcome, control the situation. How do you unblend from them and really be in more of self authentically so you can have a genuine connecting conversation with that person? How do you do that? I could say all day long, well, ask the part for space. Ask the people pleaser or the hypervigilant part for some space. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on your relationship with that part and how much they trust you. So when I go back on to the exercise of pendulation, of swinging from a place of groundedness, of centeredness, a place of calm inside of you, a feeling and sensation inside of you, to the place where it gets a little chaotic, where there's anxiety there, where there's, the people pleaser part, the hypervigilant part's there. Okay, there's tension, there's anxiety, swinging back and forth between them. So before I go to this place, this meeting, I have the difficult conversation or whatever it is, where I feel like, there's going to be parts of me that are going to front, and I'm not going to be able in that moment to have discernment to make the decision on what am I going to say and how am I going to respond, unless I am unblended from this part of me. So I practice. This is a part of cultivation of human experience. Like, it takes a lot of repetitions doing this, right? So before it's game time, before that happens, I'm going to sit with myself and I'm going to practice. What does it feel like inside of me when I am really calm and I'm grounded and I know the truth? The truth is I am a human being, so I have inherent worth and value. That's not wavering, right? Stepping into the situation with confidence and courage, knowing that the truth is I'm a human being with inherent worth and value. I was born that way. I was born with it, right? I don't have to earn it. That's what I'm saying. All right, what does that feel like? Feel like I can breathe. I feel like, man, my feet are touching the ground and I can really feel the weight of my body. That's great because I'm feeling my body again. That's a good sign, right? I feel like I'm unwavering, as in I can't control the environment or people. I mean, I have choice in what environment I'm in, but I'm saying in the moment, if I'm in that environment, and it's changing, I'm just kind of there in it, right? Even when it starts shifting or the mood shifts in another individual, I am grounded and I'm safe. It doesn't halter or waver the belief that I have an inherent worth, right? So I just tune into that feeling and sensation, and then I take that feeling and sensation and I go over what it's like for me to be in that moment, and there's anxiety, there's a little bit of panic. And I allow myself to feel that panic, that anxiety. That part that is people pleaser, hypervigilant, and it could be myriad of parts. I'm just using these as examples to keep this very short and simple here, right? It's taking that calmness to the part that's anxious, because again, they're very black and white, on and off. They're seeing through a filter. They're stuck in the past somewhere, and that's all they know. So the more reps you can make with that part of bringing them the sense of calmness, the more likely you can do it in the moment. Of when you're with another person and you feel like you're not being authentic. When you're in a situation that you have to make real decisions in life. Where am I going to move? What job am I going to take? Who am I going to be around? What do I want my life to look like? Check in with yourself. Is it panic? Is there fear? Is it based off of material possessions and items and lack of money versus abundance in the world? Those are your clues that there's a part there and you're not really in self, so there really can't be much discernment. It's just based off of reacting on the underlying belief that there's something fear, like fear is driving it. that's a guaranteed way to keep repeating the same pattern, right? None of this work is easy. Many people that I encounter on their healing journey saying that it's a lot harder, which is true. It is hard. It's like you open up the box and now you have to work through this stuff. But the reality of it is, like, if you keep repeating the same pattern and just continue to add suffering on top of suffering amongst yourselves, and then just, put off actually going through grieving stages. Look, every individual on this planet goes through seasons where people, they think it's isolation and they're really alone. And some of it is really isolation, which that's not super helpful and healthy for people, because we're designed to be in a tribe, around other people. Like, we need other people. But they confuse the isolation with being in the wilderness. It's not the same. People in your story, you are going to encounter being in the wilderness to form and shape you, to cultivate you, where you learn what it's like to truly be with yourself and not run away from yourself, so you can find that sense of calm inside of you. So when you're in the situations that are stressful, they're no longer stressful. Because like, no matter what really happens, it might be hard. There might be sadness and grief. There might be loss. But you're also still alive, because you're feeling those things. So, with all that, I guess what I want to leave you with is this is a practice that takes repetition and time. Okay? That's life itself. Is we're all in development. We're all being cultivated. If we choose to be. We can resist that all we want to. And it only adds more suffering to us. But when I'm like, okay, I'm being trained right now. Like, all right, I'm taking this seriously. I'm being trained. What can I do? Okay, put in the reps. We all have experienced moments of calmness, of joy, of connection. Tune into those moments. You cannot make enough notes here. When those moments occur, for instance, I have people tell me, like, when they're in groups, man, I feel really safe in this group, but when I leave this group, it's harder for me the rest of the week, because I no longer have those people around me in this collective experience to edify me and lift me up and encourage me. Yeah, it's going to be harder. Pay attention in those moments. How did you feel in that group? After the group, write it down. After, make a voice memo. Draw a picture. Whatever you have to do to remember that. Remember where you felt it in your body. How did it feel in your body? Because no one could take that away from you. We might forget how it feels, but no one can take that away from you because it's yours. Take that with you through the rest of the week. Constantly. Look, a couple minutes in your day, I'm going to pause. I'm going to reflect. What did it feel like when I was in that group? I felt really calm. I felt connected to other people. I felt like I was seen and heard and truly being witnessed. And that felt so good. Okay, I'm going to focus in on that for a couple minutes a day. That's it, a couple minutes a day. Just focus in on that. Do that for a month. And then see what it's like in situations when it is stressful for you. When you do have anxiety. When the people pleaser part of you shows up. When the hypervigilant part is scanning the room, showing up. And then you're like, oh, I have something inside of me for you. Do you, people pleaser part, know what it feels like to feel calm and regulated. Here, try this out. Sense this inside of me and be calm and regulated. You'll be amazed, I'm telling you. You will be amazed about that one little thing, how much that will shift your life, especially with making decisions on what direction to take, right? Because I'm telling you, your intuition is not going to guide you to the wrong space. It's not. Because you already have the answers inside of you. Okay? It's just a matter of having the parts that want to protect you to kind of step aside so that that truth can rise up and be present with you. Yeah. So with that, thank you for being with me again. I hope this helps some people along their journey.